Good morning, welcome back to Shralp Stories. Thanks again for everyone tuning in to the new channel. We all appreciate the support a bunch. We're having a bunch of fun filming it for you guys. So today, we got a special edition of Shralp Stories where we're featuring the new model that was also posted on the Stab in the Dark. It made it to the final round and Kolohe Andino really liked it, and he's a nitpicky surfer. He really knows a lot about design, a lot about shaping, and a lot about what goes into a surfboard and what he likes about it. So today we're going to be showing you the Alley Rat. It is a 90s inspired high performance shortboard. I run it as a round tail. They make them squash tails. I've seen them as swallow tails, not very often, but Timmy Patterson and I created this board because I was born and raised in the alley that he shapes in, and I guess it coined the name the Alley Rat because kind of the rat of the alley running around there growing up. It's been fun. So thanks Timmy for making me a beautiful surfboard. We're gonna go for a quick little surf here down the hill. We'll head back over to Shralp HQ and I'll tell you a bunch about it. So the Alley Rat, go get one. Your next favorite surfboard. Alright, we're back here at Shralp HQ. I'm going to go over the brand new Timmy Patterson model, the Alley Rat. It's a high performance thruster that was originally derived from a board that I asked Timmy Patterson to make for me. We called it the 90s model, I guess, long story short. It's a rockered out, chippy, high performance thruster that was very much 90s inspired, and it was longer, narrower, and thinner than most boards are made today. Obviously, Timmy puts his little voodoo magic and tweaks some things on it, so it's not exactly like a 90s board would be, but it was as close as we can get it. So I rode that board a lot, and he made it for bigger waves was his idea, and he saw some footage of me riding it in 2-foot slop, and it looked like it was working great, and it worked great for me in my mind as well. So then I come to him one afternoon and I'm like, hey Timmy, like, let's make a board that's for every single day, that's more my size, and something that is super drivey and super fast and super responsive. So then we took two old files off the computer that I cannot disclose actually because one of the guys has a contract with a different surfboard builder these days. Long story short, not allowed to say who it is, but two old school files from the 90s that we mashed up. We had to change a couple things, you know, rocker tweaks, rail tweaks, this and that, little outline change here and there, but for the most part, it is very 90s inspired and very very high performance. The reason it coined the name the Alley Rat was because I grew up in the alley that he works in and has worked in since day one. You know, Chris McElroy worked in the alley here in San Clemente. Matt Biolis worked in that alley. And that was the alley that I grew up running around in diapers. So that's why we named the board the Alley Rat, or Timmy named the board the Alley Rat, actually. And it was basically after me in a sense. But this board ended up getting featured. Timmy got invited to do the Stab in the Dark. You guys have all probably watched it. And Kolohe Andino got the opportunity to ride several different surfboards, this being one of them. Now, I think the board really resonated with Kolohe Andino because he's such a good rail surfer. He comes from a lot of history in surfing, like Dino Andino, his dad, and several uncles that he knew growing up and surfing uppers. He always knew about rail work and rail surfing. So he has a lot of power in his surfing as well. Sure, he can do aerials and this and that, but like at the end of the day, he's a great rail surfer. And this board and many of the other 90s surfboards were made for rail surfing. That's why you see a lot of the old guys like Joel Parkinson or Taj Burrow or Dino Andino, for example. They would all be doing giant hacks, like minimal airs, if any airs at all. And it was mostly rail game, we call it. I think that's why Kolohe really liked this board a lot, was because lately he's been doing a lot more rail surfing than he has in the past, I suppose. Ever since switching from Nike, I guess things changed up. Anyway, long story short, this is the new Alley Rat, made for everyday surfing all the way up to the best day of the year. You can ride it in head high surf, you can ride it in chest high surf, or I mean, I've ridden it in double overhead surf as well, and it works great. Mushy waves, works great. Barreling waves, it's kind of the all-arounder. It's a very simple surfboard as well. It's got minimal rocker through the middle of the surfboard here, but it has a little bit of kick through the fins, out the tail, and a lot more kick from, the way I like to look at it is like, this is where your foot goes. So in front of the front foot, it kicks. And that's the reason it's flatter right here, is so you get a lot of planing surface. You can stay on top of the water easy, you float a lot better, and you can get a lot of speed and a lot of drive out of it. So that's where you get the 90s inspired thruster, is because of the excessive amounts of rocker, typically not seen on many surfboards these days. Also, you're going to have low rails, so that means the apex of the rail, the curve, the edge of the curve of the rail line is lower than typical, and it's going to allow it to be more drivey and allow a lot more hold when you're turning as well. And he also features a square edge on the back here. And there's actually an article, or an interview I should say, of Mark Occhilupo back in the 80s. And he was talking about how he wants his rails to be square because it acts as another planing surface when you get up on rail. So it holds your board out of the water and you can actually trim on that little tiny rail line. You know, it doesn't do much because it's only this big, but it does do a little bit when you're at speed. So it helps. Everything helps a little bit. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you can also get this in a squash tail, swallow tail, or as you see here, rounded pin. I personally prefer the round pin just because it's, once again, super drivey and super fast, and it doesn't slide out at all. So yeah, it's pretty much the all-around surfboard. I know I've said it time and time again, but I love this thing, and it is now my daily driver, and it stays in my truck everywhere I go. I also like to pair it with a bigger fin. I've heard people talk about riding smaller, let's say medium fins in these boards, and they don't work super great. It kind of feels a little washy and not like super drivey like I keep talking about. So I do recommend riding a bigger fin. This one here is the AM2, made by none other than Chuck Ames. We love you, Chuck. You're the man. But yeah, it's the hex core version of it, but you can get it in fiberglass or whatever you want. You can get it in the other companies if you want to be like that. But True Ames, they're the best, out of Santa Barbara, California. Anyway, it's a great surfboard, and I highly recommend it. Seemed like Kolohe Andino recommended as well in the Stab in the Dark. Drop your comment if you think Kolohe Andino rode that board better than the others, or if you think it didn't look as good under Kolohe Andino's feet. I personally think it was between that and the DHD. They both looked really, really good and really lively under his feet, which is the whole purpose of this board, is to be lively and happy and make you have fun. So yeah, drop a comment about what you think about the video, about Kolohe surfing or my surfing, whatever you want to do. And drop a subscribe if you like it and you want to see some more content. But for now, I'm gonna go throw this baby back in my truck and get some dinner and get ready to go surf tomorrow. So tune back in next week.